So the main topics I should say that I wanted to talk about, and this is something everyone can relate to, is championship DNA. And if you follow Tim Grover, listen to Tim Grover, read his book, Michael Jordan's Trainer, he really talks about how this stuff is not about sports. Like, it really is about life, right? Like, we all should have some type of championship that we're trying to strive for. It could be as a parent, it could be as a nonprofit, it could be trying to be the best photographer. It doesn't matter, right? Like, we all need something that we should be striving for.
Whatever your clock in is.
Yeah, whatever it is. But I think that there's some key attributes, genes, if you will, that are included in championship DNA that I feel like would be good to talk about, because it's something that's thrown around a lot, right? Like, they have championship DNA. The Warriors have championship DNA, and that's really what I want to base this off of. Kind of using them as an example. But I wanted to ask you, Austin, because you've won championships at a high level. In high school, you've won some in other areas. I've won some too, but I don't consider them like as significant. Championships are championships. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's not hard, but. And I'm gonna give my take on it, but I wanted to start with you because, you were the lead guy on a championship team that wasn't the most talented. Honestly, there's some very, very good comparisons between this Warriors team and like your Herndon 2011 team. Mm-hmm. So, what are some things that you can talk about when it comes to championship DNA and what that means? Like, what are some things that come to mind?
The first thing, you mentioned the word lead. You got to have a leader. Specifically in basketball, right? You have your coach who ultimately is, the leader, but you need someone on the court who's going to be that leader that guys are going to follow. And so I say start there, right? There's got to be a leader that that has a standard, really, and that standard of excellence and winning. So that's the first thing. I think a sacrifice, right? Like, when there's a clear common goal that, hey, this is what we're trying to accomplish, right? Everyone has to sacrifice, not just, number one person. It's got to be from one through whoever's at the bottom. Everyone has to sacrifice. Because, nothing, I think, worth achieving that's just really hard. You can't do that without giving up something. And that's literally in anything. This has nothing to do with sports, but and this is, I don't know if this is the right thing to say, but like, it's hard to be a great, I look at like just experts in different fields, right? It's hard to be a great at anything, but also have balance, right? I listen to Grover, like, man, well, how do you balance, being a CEO and family? And he's like, well, there is no balance. And that might not be the politically correct thing to say, but
I have a story I want to talk
it's just,
about.
There's no,
yeah.
I just don't think that's possible, right? If you're like, if you're set in stone, like, yo, I want to be the best at something.
Yep.
I want to achieve this. There just is no balance, dog. And that's just what it comes down to. Like, your marriage is probably going to get sacrificed. Being a father or a mother or a brother, friend, like, something's going to have to give. Because we're human. Like, we can't give our energy to everything and expect it to be, at a high level. Communication, again, going back to the leader, like, for example, my senior year, Chris Whelan was our head coach, and it was clear that our goal was to win a district championship. Like, that was the clear goal. That was the standard. Previous year, we went undefeated in the regular season, ended up not winning a championship. So, he made it clear to me, being the captain, like, you need to win a championship to cement your legacy here. And I had to communicate that to my teammates because I can't do this alone. And if they don't know that and I don't tell them that, then when I am on them or Raleigh's on them and he's cussing people out like, yo, why are you late? Shout out to Marcus, but Marcus had his track jacket inside out. Like, we're gonna let you know, like, nah, you're not doing that, yo. Like, there's a standard here. But I guarantee you, Marcus knew what our goals were and what we were trying to accomplish. And that's in marriage and anything, right? Like, if I don't tell my partner or whoever, like, yo, this is what I'm trying to do, and they don't know that, then they probably have a right to, like, be mad, and they have a right to, say certain things. But if I don't communicate that as a leader, then I'm not doing my job.
And I'm going to be honest, a lot of you are afraid of communicating that because then you're going to be held accountable for doing it.
Yeah.
A lot of you don't want that accountability because these days so many people talk about they're going to do this and they're going to do that. But when you tell somebody else, now there's someone who's going to look at you, right? Especially, as you mentioned, a significant other, male or female, right? Doesn't matter, husband or wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. So tell me why, like, we can't go on vacations. Like, tell me why, like, I see all my friends buying houses and doing all these things. Why we don't go out to eat every weekend. Like, they need to know, like, why are they sacrificing these things? And you have to do the work to back it up.
Yeah.
Right? And here's the thing. If you do the work, if you have the right partner, if you do the work, and even if you don't necessarily hit that goal, they're gonna I get it. I saw what you were doing.
Yeah.
But if you're BSing and lollygagging,
yeah. That's why, like you said, there's an accountability to it, to yourself, really. But, if you say you want to do something and, this is what I want, but you're just sitting watching Netflix all day or, you're eating like crap, I'm going to look at you and be like, okay, you're literally lying to you. You're not lying to me because I see it. You're lying to yourself. So, and then the last thing I guess, other point, a relentlessness to compete, which not too many people possess that.
No, just as a person, as a team, both.
I think it doesn't have to be as a person. Like, not every person has to have that, and they won't. That's just not possible.
But somebody has to have it.
Somebody has to have it, and when that person does have it, people will, they will hop on board, and they'll literally be engulfed into that competitiveness. We won. Again, this is a men's league, guys, but it doesn't freaking matter. We've won 3 out of 4 championships on the quest for a 4th one. We don't get that if, I would say the core guys, the leaders, don't have a relentlessness of competition. Like, again, Jordan, if Jordan isn't the person that he is, the competitor that he is, dog. That's why like it's not even close to me, honestly, when it comes to it is close to a certain extent, but it's not. But to win 3 straight 2 times after everyone knowing like, yo, you're the best, and we all know when you're the best, like they're coming for you. Like there's a huge target on your back. And to do that 3 times, twice, to repeat twice, you're misunderstood. Like you're just not gonna be, a normal person, and
that's okay.
And that's okay because he's now labeled as the greatest. But guess what? There's countless guys that have these, and they can say, "Hey, I'm a champion," and maybe they didn't do as much, but because they had Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant or LeBron, like they can say they're a champion, and they can live with that, and they can walk in the rooms with confidence for the rest of their lives.
I mean, look at B.J. Armstrong. Look at, I think his name was Bill Winnington.
Yeah.
He said in the Last Dance, he said, "Was Michael a nice guy?"
Couldn't be.
No, couldn't have been. And he said, but he understood what he was trying to do. And if he doesn't do that, who is Bill Winnington? Who is B.J. Armstrong? Who is Scottie Pippen?